This news update is brought to you by...
So, I'm meeting Rico later. Gotta check in with the girls, but first, let me check my usage on the MyLime app. Now, what should I wear? Hashtag sexy. He's here.
Welcome to the Barbados Today Afternoon Update for Monday, March 23rd. I'm Frenella Wedderburn. Good afternoon and thanks for joining us. We begin with a disturbing revelation from one of the country's former welfare recipients. Kathy Ann Springer says she is now eating from garbage cans because the Department of Social Care cut off her allowance. The mother of two school children told the Barbados Labour Party meeting at the St. Leonard's Boys School last night that she used to receive a check of $180, but that stopped and she has been unable to get answers from the department.
They stopped my welfare check from coming. When I called and asked the lady why she stopped it, she didn't give me no answer. I had to went up there on my own to ask her why she stopped it. She told me that her supervisor told her that I can't get it not till I thought the federal father paid for it. And no, I'm not getting it now. They got me picking up garbage out of the garbage, eating it. Me and my two children. And it's bad for me, and bad for my two children, and bad for my family.
Speaking at the same meeting, Opposition Leader Mia Mottley questioned why the government did not allocate the $30 million it says it needs to establish a company to take over the affairs of the collapsed CLICO International Life in its estimates of revenue and expenditure.
There has been no serious statement from the government of Barbados in relation to what it intends to do, given the fact that the judicial manager goes back and forth within a matter of weeks to deal with the issue of liquidation. Not just the Barbadian policyholders, but the entire Eastern Caribbean policyholders. All are waiting for a clear statement from the government of Barbados as to one, what it is doing, two, how it is doing it, and three, what will be the consequences of its doing so.
In other news, come April 1, residents depositing garbage at the Sustainable Barbados Recycling Center in Vaucluse, St. Thomas will be charged a $25 tipping fee plus VAT. According to a statement in the press by the recycling center, the Sanitation Service Authority informed it about the new fees in a letter, but it has been unable to meet with officials on the issue. The center says its cost structure does not permit it to absorb the new fees, and therefore it has no option but to pass it on. It also served notice that the new tax will see customers paying additional fees to cover additional works and have implications for the waste collection industry. It is also concerned about the lack of consultation with stakeholders on the matter and says it is eagerly awaiting a meeting with the SSA on the new fees. To news from the law courts now, the Chief Executive Officer of Phoenix Airways, Neville Chester Gums, is on remand until tomorrow on 6 charges of criminal deception. Gums appeared in the District A Traffic Court over the weekend, where he was not required to plea on the indictable charges. It is alleged that Gums dishonestly obtained over $57,000 from the Bank of Nova Scotia by way of a National Bank Limited checks, which were then made payable to the airline for the purchase of EC currency. The offenses allegedly occurred between January 30th and February 16th this year. The 27-year-old of South District St. George was offered bail of $100,000 with 2 sureties, but has to hand over his British passport on release. Police are still on the hunt for a St. Michael man who is wanted in questioning in connection with serious criminal matters. He is 31-year-old Abraham Hutchinson Sandiford, alias Tupac or Hammie of Mearsland, Richmond Gap. He is 5 feet 9 inches tall, slim built, black in complexion, and has brown droopy eyes and thick lips. Anyone with information pertaining to his whereabouts is asked to contact the nearest police station or police emergency number 211 or Crime Stoppers at 1-800-TIPS. That's 1-800-8477.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Over on the regional scene in Trinidad and Tobago, where 5 teenagers were arrested by police for allegedly impersonating lawmen and terrorizing motorists in the Cunapia area. More in this TV6 news report.
The suspects claimed to be police and told drivers to pull over. Early this morning, the group would strike again.
And pointed a black firearm M16 at us, at the driver actually, and back and forth to the front and back of the car. And said, police, police. So we had no choice but to retaliate, and we drove straight to the station here.
The victims made a report, and within minutes, officers were able to intercept this RAV4 at the corner of Bridle and Monroe Roads. Police inside they found a rifle, 3 knives, a stun gun, 2 walkie-talkies, a ski mask, and other items. 5 people between the ages of 14 and 18 were held. The suspects are all said to be from the Monroe Road area.
And to further afield, tributes pour in for Singapore's founding father, Lee Kuan Yew, as the country began 7 days of national mourning. The 91-year-old led Singapore's transformation from a small port city to one of the wealthiest nations in the world and served as the city-state's prime minister for 31 years. U.S. President Barack Obama described him as a giant of history whose advice was sought by other leaders of the world. Chinese President Xi Jinping said Mr. Lee was a widely respected strategist and statesman, while Russian President Vladimir Putin described him as one of the patriarchs of world politics. A state funeral will be held next Sunday, and Mr. Lee's body will lie in state at Parliament from Wednesday to Saturday.
Singapore was his abiding passion. He gave of himself in full measure to Singapore. As he himself put it towards the end of his life, and I quote, "I have spent my life, so much of it, building up this country. There's nothing more that I need to do. At the end of the day, what have I got? A successful Singapore. What have I given up? My life."
Yeah, Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong there speaking about his father. But as for the way that Singaporeans are responding to this, well, there's an outpouring of grief and love and respect, laying flowers. And obviously, as we know, there will be a state funeral.
And with that, we come to the end of our Barbados Today afternoon updates, but we will be back again this evening. Until then, remember to log on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook. You can also catch us on Izumi Media and bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. Also tune in to Channel 101 on Line TV, as well as Mix 96.9 FM to get all the latest news and sports. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Do have a wonderful Monday.
This news update is brought to you by...
So, I'm meeting Rico later. Gotta check in with the girls, but first, let me check my usage on the MyLime app. Now, what should I wear? #sexy.